During the golden era of Nollywood, a lot of actresses became popular, setting trends and cementing their name as household icons. While their faces once graced the silver screen almost every weekend, many of these stars have since taken different paths in life. In this video, let's look at 20 of such actresses and where they are now. Starting our list at number 20, we have Eucharia Anunobi. Back in the late 90s and the early 2000s, if you watch Nollywood movies, Eucharia's face was impossible to miss. Known for her powerful and daring roles, she brought an intense presence to films like Glamour Girls in 1994 and Abuja Connect in 2003. Her portrayal of bold and often controversial characters made her stand out in the crowd. This was an era where she dominated the screen and viewers were excited to see the way she would do next. Fast forward to now, and Eucharia Anunobi is no longer just an actress. She has transformed her career, taking on a higher calling as an evangelist and motivational speaker. These days, you can find her preaching at a church in Egbeda, Lagos State, where she serves as an evangelist. It's quite the transformation from lighting up movie screens to now lighting up hearts with her sermons. At number 19, we have Sandra Achums. If you're a Nollywood fan in the 90s, with lots of famous movies, Sandra's acting was always raw and real. She had this rare ability to convey intense emotion, whether she was the victim or the villain. She ruled the screen for a good part of the late 90s before she took a step back from the limelight. Today, Sandra has traded her acting career for a more peaceful life in Germany. Having relocated some years back, she's now focused on philanthropy and raising her family. Though she's no longer active in Nollywood, she remains passionate about helping those in need and often engages in charity work. Next up at number 18, Victoria Inyama was another face that defined Nollywood in its prime years. Known for her impeccable acting skills, she starred in unforgettable films like Silent Night, released in 1996, and Glamour Girls in 1995. During the peak of her career in the late 90s, Victoria was one of the go-to actresses for dramatic roles, especially in romantic dramas. She had a talent for pulling at your heartstrings and making you feel every bit of emotion her characters went through. After some time in the limelight, Victoria relocated to the United Kingdom. These days, she has taken on a completely different role as a wellness coach, helping people improve their mental and physical well-being. She's passionate about her work, often sharing tips on how to maintain a healthy mind and body on social media platforms. Victoria has embraced her new career path with the same passion she once brought to her acting roles. Next up, if there was one name that stood tall in Nollywood during the 90s, it was Regina Askia. With her striking beauty and immense talent, she became a star in numerous popular films. Regina wasn't just an actress, she was a former beauty queen, having won the most beautiful girl in Nigeria pageant in 1989. Her time in Nollywood was filled with blockbuster hits, and she was one of the most sought-after actresses of the time. However, Regina Askia made a surprising career switch. She relocated to the United States, where she pursued a career in healthcare. Today, Regina is a registered nurse and works in the healthcare industry in New York.
With your lungs and how you breathe, your asthma, your sinus.
Though she's far from Nollywood, she occasionally engages with her fans and keeps them updated on her life through social media. At number 16, we have Liz Benson, who was one of Nollywood's beloved actresses in the golden era. Films like Glamour Girls showcase her versatility and incredible screen presence. Whether she was playing a motherly role or a woman scorned, Liz Benson always delivered top-tier performances. She was without a doubt one of the most respected actresses of her generation. In the early 2000s, Liz Benson shocked many when she stepped away from acting and fully embraced a new life as an evangelist. These days, she is deeply involved in ministry work with her husband, Bishop Great and Meye in Warri, Delta State. Today, they run a church and have devoted their lives to spreading the gospel. Liz may have left the movie world behind, but she's still captivating audiences just in a different way. At number 15, Clarion Shukura was a face you couldn't miss in the late 80s and 90s Nollywood scene. She wasn't just known for her captivating beauty, but also her fierce and confident acting. She was one of Nollywood's earliest stars. By the time the 90s rolled around, she had established herself as an actress who could pull off virtually any role with finesse. But as time passed, Clarion took a step back from the glitz and glam of the movie world and entered a new phase, activism. Yes, Clarion is now more focused on championing the rights of women and children. She's been outspoken on issues like domestic violence and has worked with several NGOs to push for societal change. Next up at number 14, we have Hilda Dokubo, a Nollywood favorite limelight in the late 90s and early 2000s. Known for her motherly roles and performances, she had an ability to make viewers truly connect with her characters. She solidified her place as one of the best actresses of her time. Her calm yet powerful presence was always a treat to watch. Today, Hilda Dokubo has moved into the world of politics. She's actively involved in advocating for better governance and has spoken up against corruption and injustice in Nigeria.
People are hungry. Throughout the COVID, they got no support from anyone. And then the COVID is going down, or the easing of lockdown. And then this drama from the NDDC.
She once served as special advisor on youth affairs to former governor of Rivers State, Peter Odili, and is the current chairman of Labour Party in Rivers State. Hilda had even used her influence to encourage more women to participate in politics, and she has also set up an NGO to empower women. At number 13, Grace Ama was one of Nollywood's rising stars in the 2000s down to the modern era. With her youthful energy and impressive talent, she quickly made a name for herself in many popular movies. Her career took off and she was overturned in various genres, from romantic comedies to intense dramas. Grace Ama was undoubtedly a fan favorite for her relatable characters and convincing performances. But somewhere along the line, Grace took a break from Nollywood and ventured into business. These days, she's more focused on entrepreneurship and building her own brand. Ngozi Uwosu, who was one of the most versatile actresses in Nollywood, seamlessly playing both comic and dramatic roles. She could play a lovable character or take on more serious roles. Ngozi's ability to make you laugh 1 minute and cry the next made her a true Nollywood icon. Today, Ngozi is still active in Nollywood, but she's also taking on another important role as an advocate. Ngozi has used her platform to raise awareness about health and social issues, particularly after her own health scare some years back when she battled kidney disease. Since then, she has become an advocate for better healthcare in Nigeria and regularly uses her influence to encourage others to take their health seriously. As number 11, we have Patience Uzokwo, otherwise known as Mama G. No conversation about Nollywood's golden era would be complete without mentioning her. She mastered the art of playing the wicked mother-in-law role so well that it became her signature. Patience had this uncanny way to deliver lines that made her the villain you love to hate. But behind her tough exterior was a woman with a heart of gold. These days, Patience has embraced her role as a mentor to younger actors and actresses in the industry. She's often advising and guiding the next generation of Nollywood stars, sharing her wealth of experience with them. Patience is also deeply involved in her Christian faith, having taken on a pastoral role in her local community. At number 10, Maureen Solomon was one of those actresses who just had a natural talent for making every role seem personal. You couldn't watch a movie without Maureen and not feel the emotions she brought to her characters. She starred in a variety of Nollywood films during the early 2000s. Maureen has stepped away from the movie scene and is now deeply involved in philanthropy. After tying the knot and starting a family, she found a new calling in giving back to the society. She's been involved in several charitable causes, focusing on the welfare of children and the less privileged. At number 9, we have Caroline Akanem, who was one of the most beautiful faces in Nollywood during her prime. In the early 2000s, she was featured in blockbuster movies. Her acting talent combined with her stunning looks made her an instant favorite amongst fans and became one of Nollywood's most sought after actresses. These days, Caroline has transitioned into the world of business and philanthropy. She runs several successful business ventures and is only heavily involved in charity work, focusing on helping the less fortunate. Her shift from the movie industry to the business world shows her versatility and determination. She's truly embraced the art of balancing success with giving back, proving that she's not just about the glitz and glam, but also about making a positive impact on society. Next up at number 8, we have Stephnora Okere. She was one of the leading ladies known for her intense and dramatic acting. She could turn any role into a memorable one. Stephnora was part of a wave of actresses who made Nollywood a household name during its rise to prominence. Fast forward to today, and she has taken a different creative route. She's now a creative director working behind the scenes in the entertainment industry. Her experience as an actress has allowed her to mentor young talent and contribute to to the industry in new ways. At number 7, we have Georgina Onoha, a Nollywood talent in the late 90s and early 2000s. Her striking beauty and acting chops made her a fan favorite. Georgina had the ability to bring complex characters to life, whether it was in a family drama or a traditional Nollywood setting. She was one of those actresses who made everything she did on screen look natural. But in a surprising twist, Georgina left the Nollywood spotlight and moved to the United States. Today, she's a practicing nurse and is passionate about healthcare. Balancing her career in healthcare with motherhood, Georgina has embraced a new chapter in her life. Every now and then, she shares glimpses of her life on social media, reminding her fans that while she may not be in Nollywood anymore, she's thriving in her own way. At number 6, we have Nkiru Silvanus, another familiar face from Nollywood's golden era. She made waves in the 2000s at the age of 16. Nkiru was known for her emotional depth, often playing roles that requires her to cry or express tragedy, a talent that earned her the nickname the crying queen of Nollywood. Her performances always left a lasting impression and she became one of the most recognized actresses of her time. Today, Nkiru has left the Nollywood scene for the world of politics. She's been actively involved in Nigerian politics for several years now, holding various government positions in Imo State. Nkiru has served as a special advisor on public affairs, using her platform to advocate for better governance and development in her home state. At number 5, we have Joke Silva, one of Nollywood's royalty. She was one of the key figures in the industry's early days, becoming one of the most respected names in African cinema. Joke's name was synonymous with class and excellence. She always portrayed strong, complex female characters with a presence that commanded the screen. She also managed to successfully balance her acting career with being the wife of another Nollywood legend, Olu Jacobs. These days, Joke has added businesswoman to her resume. She co-founded the Lufodo Group, a media and entertainment company that focuses on production, film training, and talent management. When she's not handling business, she's still giving back to the acting community as a mentor and role model. Next up at number 4, we have Ibinabo Fiberissima, a Nollywood sweetheart in the late 90s and early 2000s. She brought a fresh energy to the screen, starring in popular movies. Ibinabo quickly became a fan favorite for her ability to switch between playing a damsel in distress and a woman in charge. In fact, her success on screen helped pave the way for her to become one of the first female presidents of the Actors Guild of Nigeria, a role she held from 2012 to 2016. In recent years, Ibinabo has transitioned into the role of a brand ambassador, leading her star power to various causes and businesses. She's also still actively involved in the film industry, albeit more behind the scenes, pushing for better representation of actors in Nollywood. At number 3, we have the queen of material roles in Nollywood. If you needed a caring, protective, and fiercely loyal mother figure on screen, Ngozi Ezienu was your go-to actress. With classic performances, she dominated the 90s and all the years in 2000s. Ngozi became known for her ability to convey deep emotion, especially in roles where she had to deal with the complexities of family dynamics. These days, Ngozi has taken a step back from acting to focus on mentoring the next generation of Nollywood stars. She's passionate about sharing her knowledge and experience with younger actors, helping them navigate the industry with integrity and professionalism.
Good luck. Bring your cups here.
Although she occasionally graces our screens, her focus on mentoring ensures that her legacy will continue for years to come. She's basically Nollywood's unofficial acting mom. At number 2, we have Omotola Jalade Akende, or Omo Sexy. She's one of the biggest names to ever come out of Nollywood. In the early 2000s, she was on top of the world, starring in blockbuster hits. Omotola didn't just act, she owned every role she took on. Talent, beauty, undeniable charisma made her a global star, and in 2013, she made Time's list of the 100 most influential people in the world. But Omotola isn't just about the glitz and glam of the film industry. Today, she's heavily involved in human rights activism, advocating for causes related to women's rights, poverty alleviation, and better governance in Nigeria. She's used her platform to speak out on important social issues, showing that she's not just a screen icon, but a real-life hero. Omotola proved that you can have a career and still fight for what matters, making her an inspiration for many. At number 1, 1, we have Deli Unachukwu, who was one of Nollywood's early leading ladies. She was part of the golden era of Nollywood and one of the most versatile actresses of her time. Dolly's acting job saw her effortlessly glide between roles. However, after a successful run in Nollywood, Dolly relocated to the United Kingdom, where she's continued to live a quieter life, more private life. Though she's largely stepped away from acting, her legacy in Nollywood remains intact. Dolly's move to the UK may have taken her off our screens, but her contributions to the early days of Nollywood are still fondly remembered. So if you enjoyed the video, kindly click on the subscribe button and like, and click on the end screen on your left, 20 Nollywood actresses and what they did before Nollywood.